Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're putting up today is Miss TT Mix Vlogs, and they dropped a super chat on our last stream, and my computer froze, which never happens. I don't even want to admit it because I have to throw Apple under the bus. My biggest joke with everybody about Apple is it always works. The idea is it never crashes. It's the whole reason I don't use Windows, because I don't want the headaches that can come with that. And sure enough, it became a quick, easy disaster. And unfortunately, we had to cut the stream. The computer, when it freezes, there's nothing you can do, right? So I appreciate everybody's patience, but Miss TT Mix Vlogs was meant to be up on the screen. So we're going to talk about this channel right now. I just watched this quick video right here. Butler Family Farm, I just watched your intro too, as I was making sure my catch-up playlist got run there, and I'll talk more about that in another moment. But thank you everybody for coming in. We'll talk about this creator's content in a moment. So Scratch and PPA, Jesse Journals Jesse Journals and Unboxes with just Jason Keto. They're all on the Wheel of Doom along with Michael's Adventures in the chat. They are beloved and dedicated moderators here. I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators. They are all longtime dear friends of mine and dear friends of each other as well. They all have different channels and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. So, like most creators here in the Tuber Chat family, but definitely among our moderators, they will allow you to connect with more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Tuber Chat. Unfortunately, I missed Scratch and PPA's premiere completely today. I did catch it on my personal channel afterwards, and I noticed that it's lucky number time, and I was watching that. There's some additional music and things like that. There's a new way of the giveaways being distributed and participated in, if that makes any sense. If everybody has not already seen that, Scratch and PPA changed up the way he edits his videos just a couple of weeks ago, and my dear goodness, has he got a workload on each one of those. But you'll see it when you get to his channel. We'll talk about that more later. Matt and Mouse is here. PK Adventure Travels and Elfish Tanks are both early in the door. Foraging and Urban Farming, along with Butler Family Farm, are both on the wheel. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then we're going to add some names to the wheel from our chat list. That's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. We expect to be here for 3 hours. We will get to as many channels as we can in that time, as we always do. And then Martin Miller, it's good to have you back on YouTube. I know they had some trouble with their channel, so they reset and restarted. Henry Leslie Vermont is in the house. Keisha H. Stay Blessed is here. Stephen Wire is in the house. Strings and Pucks. Forgive me if I am incorrect, that you might be a brand new channel joining us today. And hopefully everybody who is brand new to Tuber Chat, we always have brand new channels every stream, feeling welcome. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Heart and Home, good to see you in the house. Thrive and Glow with Joe is also here. And Oki's Eden actually dropped a super chat, so we're going to be looking at that channel in a moment. We had one more thing happen on the last stream. The Groves Bargain Emporium Steph dropped a super chat, but that might have been while everything was frozen, and I didn't even catch it until after the stream. We'll put that channel up next, and then we'll get spinning and moving and doing all the things we do. Yes, I Can Barbecue, good to see you here. Coach Julia Edens is in the house. Who were you just interviewing? Why on earth can I not remember? I just had one of her videos, I think, in my catch-up playlist as well. That's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators, so we just give it a fun name. Jaja Brownie, good to see you here. And then, yeah, thank you, Yes I Can Barbecue. I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day. Certainly when we don't have a true schedule, we're just here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times. And I know we've got some friends that run the stream in the background. We got people who hop in while they're working, or people who run the stream in the background when they have to, or if they're driving. And I appreciate all of that, as I'm sure we all do when people visit our channels. And I certainly do appreciate everybody being here with us. There's Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more. I'm so glad you're here because actually you were right. Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more caught something that happened the other day. Right before episode 900, I updated the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. And some of the tiles that you see on the bottom corners of the screen, those are members and moderators and things like that. And what ended up happening, I think Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more usually has a gold membership here, but it might have not been active on the day that I did those upgrades. And so what I have done is added their slide to be rotated twice as much for the next 6 or 7 streams, let's just say. And I pumped up your link to be dropped by Nightbot to every 20 minutes instead of every 30 minutes. And I'll just leave it like that. So one of the things we have to think about, I will get into content in a second here, but when we're making promises based on things that people are paying for, like memberships and super chats, even though I try not to solicit those things here, it's very obvious they're available. I appreciate them when they do happen. I don't want anybody to feel obligated. I certainly do not want anybody to get, a membership or super chats because something is going to happen. I like to think of that kind of thing here as the opposite. I don't want anybody to even think about doing that until you feel that you've truly gotten value out of this channel. And it is not an obligation at all. There are a million free things we can do to help our friends when we want to support channels, including this one. Shares are one of the #1 things. The likes, the kind things people say when they're streaming and doing other things on their own channels. I always appreciate all that stuff. The comments on the replays and every single chat message helps, of course. And then thank you so much from page to screen. Good to see you here. And the Bee Lady Apiary. Good to have you in the house. To Moose Barbecue, not sure if I said hello. I know you've been here for a while. Tumbleweeds on Fire, good to have you back. To Moose Barbecue, the Nichols 13, thank you so much. I know they're helping with those thumbs up and everything, and I do appreciate that as well. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, good to see you here. Usually I don't do such a extended beginning before I even talk about the first channel, but Miss TT Miss TT Mixed Vlogs is somebody who's been with us for a little while now. I can't remember how many months. They might have been connected longer than I think, but they've been making frequent appearances here. And like I said, they dropped a super chat on the last stream. So what we do here is when somebody drops a super chat or something like that, or a gifted membership, we put their channel up on the screen right away. We just let them skip the line. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. And as promised, always in every single stream, we will add names to the wheel from our chat list. So you do not have to super chat. You do not have to be a member or a moderator to get onto the wheel or the screen. And then, yeah, this screen was actually inspired by Commander Vlogs, who was running a lot of growth streams right at the time that I started, which is 5.5 years ago when we started to build up this community. And it was interesting because some of those friends, Commander Vlogs, Happy Lux, and many others, offered to help us build, and we used StreamYard for the first several dozen streams, I think, and then we switched over to OBS and eventually Streamlabs Desktop. And yeah, there's quite a bit going on. The stream boss under my camera there, Butler Family Farm, usually holds that position frequently. And every Super Chat membership and highlighted milestone message will knock some life off of the stream boss. Somebody will take over eventually. And then, yeah, Commander Vlogs has a few channels, so he might be doing something else. Happy Lux, our dear friend, has moved on to, I believe, TikTok, but he floats around the different social networks. He was posting videos a few weeks ago again. And then Elevate with Fern, my dear friend, known as my YT BFF, is active all the time, but she's got a couple of channels also, and there's many more people in that community. You'll hear me talk about it as we continue. People who've been with me now 6 years, who inspired this channel, pardon me, and who continue to support us today. And then, yeah, Butler Family Farm. It's interesting because I don't even notice it. It may just be, you know, I actually prefer smaller monitors than some people. I think everybody realizes I must have 2 monitors in front of me. But I actually like smaller ones. I would have had 19-inch monitors if I could have got them, but the minimum seems to be almost 21-inch or 24-inch these days. But the problem is I'm always looking towards the camera. This is all done on purpose, right? One of these days maybe I'll do somehow another behind-the-scenes kind of idea. I did it once. And the idea is that the camera is sitting on one of the monitors, so it's facing a certain direction. But while I'm streaming, I want the image on the screen to look like I'm looking into the screen and all the things we're doing, as opposed to the other way. Sometimes you see gamers and things like that, and they're facing the wall. It looks a little bit weird. So these are little tiny tricks we can do that nobody's really gonna notice, but subconsciously they say, wow, this is a really nicely put together operation, let's just say. And then if you see Gamey K, Streamlabs Desktop is a version of OBS. They've split off and they kind of do their own thing now, but it's very similar and uses some of the same plugins and features and things like that. Streamlabs Desktop I use because it allows scheduling of a live stream, and you don't have to have a stream key. You don't have to make sure you're hooking up the right stream very much. It really works very seamlessly, so that's the reason I stick with it. But OBS and Streamlabs Desktop are both very powerful. There's a lot more bells and whistles you can add, certainly a lot more than I add here. This stream and the way that this is all done is meant to be in a certain way, a little bit better than what we did when we started, but we're not trying to blow the roof off the place or anything. I don't want it to look intimidating. And then StreamYard, though, I still use. I use it for our interviews. Everybody who's seen any of those, like episode 900, if you were to go back and watch the first 2 hours, it's very informative. But you'll see I was using StreamYard to record that, and then we broke off into a live stream afterwards, sort of. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Bacon Runner is here. If anybody needs me to elaborate on anything I'm talking about, by all means just mention whatever you're thinking about. And then thank you for that, Scratch and PPA. Yes, I don't mention it often enough, but I try to post our streams in advance so that everybody can plan if they need to. I know everybody does that. I do the same thing. Sometimes you go grocery shopping an hour or 2 earlier or later because you want to make sure you catch something in particular. And while I don't expect it from anybody, I know that a couple of people, maybe more than a couple, might be doing that kind of thing. So I try to stay on top of that. You'll notice the next 4 streams are already posted for the next week and a half. We're here around every 3 days. We mix things up. And then Ms. TT Mix Vlog. So this is a channel I'm still getting to know, but I've watched a couple of pieces of content here. Typically, this creator is, first of all, very thankful to their audience. I noticed that in the last video that I watched. But it looks like they're mixing up the content with a little bit of product review, a little bit of haul videos. They're taking us out for a lot of different adventures or shopping trips or to restaurants restaurants and things like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing more. So I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos here from a month ago. I'm going to put this into that catch-up playlist that I keep talking about. That will help me keep or get caught up with them. They're monetized already. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Some of the shorts have done really well. 28,000, 31,000, 401,000 views. My goodness. And then live streams as well. So it looks like they're live pretty frequently. They've been live almost daily for a while now. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. I caught one last week, and we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for everybody. And then, thank you again for the super chat the other day. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. And the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph tried to do the same thing, but we were already cut off on the last stream. So we'll pick that up for today, and then we'll get to Okies Eden. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph is an interesting channel. There are new platforms now for live auction style sales like Whatnot. There are others. I always forget to look before we start here. There's one on, I have a Solana phone, and there's one on the Solana DApp store that's doing a similar thing. But live auction style sales is something that a lot of our friends have been doing, many of our friends, I would say, for many years on YouTube. It's a huge category and genre. So the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph is live, I think, like every other day. They're on right now, actually. So I'm not going to run the stream, but there's Steph right there. Dawn's with her. These two creators collaborate all the time. I think we see Mr. Steph's shoulder over there. I'll give them the thumbs up right now. And these creators put up items on the screen that everybody can bid on right then and there, and then you arrange shipping and all that stuff. But it can be very exciting, and it's very interactive, as you can imagine. She's just got a few videos on the channel, random content really, and then shorts on the channel as well. A lot of outdoor stuff has done well for her. 1,200, 1,300 views on a couple of these. She's working on 600 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'm just setting notifications for all of the live streams. She's got plenty of these, so she's on at least a couple of times a week. I think it's 3 times a week, if not 4. And most of it is of the same type, where you'll catch them for an auction style sale, but we can watch the titles to see what's happening. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph, and they have been an over-the-top generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember now. So just in case they happen to watch the first few minutes of this replay, thank you again, Steph and Mr. Steph. And Okies Eden is coming up now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I don't know how many times in these streams I get into runoff storytelling mode and lose my train of thought and then forget the original point that I was getting at. But if anybody catches me doing that, if I'm talking about something in particular and we change direction and there's something you want me to go back to, then by all means just mention and I'll be happy to share whatever I can. To Bossway, good to see you in the house. I'm going to put them on the wheel. Yes, Nomads is in the house as well. I was lucky enough on Saturday of this past weekend to meet up with Just Jason Keto. And I was thinking about something. I'm going to try not to get into too much story time, but when you think about friendships with people, right? Here in the Tuber Chat family, we literally use the word family all the time. And for anybody that hasn't experienced it yet, my bet is that it's coming for your channel and, you know, for your YouTube journey, let's just say. But the idea is that people really do start to feel much more like family than friends. You know, and we're here to build friendships with people. The reason why I say that is because you know, even in life, outside of YouTube, outside of online and things like that, lots of us think about our friends as family, sometimes even more so than our blood relatives and things like that. But just to point out the effort that it takes sometimes to keep these friendships alive, Just Jason Keto lives about 2 hours away from me. So in order for us to hang out for about 2.5 hours or 3 hours, took him probably closer to 6 or 7 hours, right? He went to all that extra effort just to hang out for a little while. And Kristen Welton and I, we were happy to go and have lunch with him at one of our favorite restaurants in Niagara Falls, where we're lucky to live. But these are the kind of things that can flourish. Friendships is what I'm talking about over time. And all of the moderators on our channel, including, of course, Just Jason Keto, care very much about the YouTube journey. They care about their fellow creators inside and outside of their own personal communities, and they care very much about what happens here in the Tuber Chat streams, for which I will be eternally grateful. But I hope everybody takes a moment to meet these creators. Jason had a great insight, and I just want to mention one of the things that we talked about that he pointed out during our conversation. The idea of premieres. So I'm a big fan of premiering videos whenever possible. On every channel that I have run or touched, I run premieres almost always instead of dropping videos. So what I typically do, if not having any kind of a better idea, if there's not a time-based necessity, if that makes any sense, for a video to go out, like let's say you're doing something newsworthy, like I don't know, Bitcoin's crashing and you got to put out a Bitcoin crashing video. I understand you got to do it that day, but otherwise I try to plan in advance. I've been known to post videos literally 2 to almost 3 months in advance, but always premiering them. If I'm just dropping a video, I drop it on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. And if I'm premiering, I drop it somewhere around noon or 1 or 2 p.m. I just want a few more people on so that the chat can be full. And then I want to catch the weekend traffic, because for most people, at least starting out, Saturday and Sunday are the busiest days. But there's one aspect of premieres that I haven't talked about very much lately that I could think of, and Jason pointed it out. I often say the reason why we think about premieres, let's say you have a 10-minute video, or in Okie Zeden's case here, we might have a 12 or 15-minute video, right? Would you get more views in the first 12 or 15 minutes after you posted that video if you dropped it or if you premiered it? And so this is what we talk about, and I often mention that analogy, if we want to call it that, or, you know, that way of thinking about it. But Just Jason Keto pointed out something else that I don't always mention, which is the idea that when you get those first views during your premiere, they're watching the entire video, right? If you have 10 or 20 people watching a premiere while it's running, or if you're lucky enough to have more, that's great. But let's say you had 20 people watching a premiere. My bet is 18 of them are watching from beginning to end. We need that for our retention. When you drop a video, those first minutes, those first hours are the most important. And having 10 or 20 or 30 or any number of people watching your video from beginning to end, hitting that 100% retention number is really going to be a benefit. So I just wanted to point this out because it was fresh in my mind after our conversation. And then the Bee Lady Apiary, I thought you were here last time. I must be mistaken, but thank you so much. And then, yeah. Actually, Jason can keep up pretty well with me. Unfortunately, I didn't give Kristen very much of a chance to get a word in because I was talking so much. She always has interesting things to say about YouTube because, first of all, she's been doing this with me all this time, but she has a channel of her own. She does her own things, and she doesn't necessarily do every single thing the way that I do it. I'm always happy to hear different ideas from different creators. And it doesn't even have to go as far as what we might call healthy debate. But I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their videos or their channel, even if it sounds like it sometimes, and I'm sure that it does. But the idea is that I'll bring my experience to the table with everybody here in the chat, and then we can discuss all the different ideas. I'll give you my opinion. You can add it to what you already know, what you're going to continue to learn, so that we can all make better decisions for our videos and our channels, myself included. I aspire to do better all the time. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I was talking quite a bit there, so I missed a few things that went on in the chat, I'm sure. And the Bee Lady Apiary, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. You'll see their link was dropped there. We're going to look at their channel next. It's actually the same reason we're looking at Oki's Eden. Usually after the first half hour of these streams, things start to pick up a little bit, and we'll get through channels a little bit faster. It gets faster and faster as time goes on. Daigo Crochet, good to see you here. And Vintage Style by Joe, good to have you in the house. PK Adventure Travels, I put on the wheel a long time ago. Rushing Wind Mountain, Ruby, this is a creator who's been with us probably 5 years by now. And Braylon Lee, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. They are talking about a lot of reality television. You'll get some serious commentary from them. And then Oki's Eden is up here right now. This creator brings us a true mix of homesteading content. They're either outdoors talking about the garden, their different processes for growing different things, or they're in the kitchen bringing us delicious meals. This one, I meant to run this again in my catch-up list. I don't know why I haven't done that. I'm going to put it back in there so it reruns, but I think I was there for the premiere when they dropped this, right? Am I wrong about that? I'm not sure, but I checked that out. I love the crock pot. It's my favorite appliance. I'm becoming partial to an air fryer now because we've had one of those for a long time. But what I have made stuff that is better than average, let's just say, not remarkable, but you know, good. It's in the crock pot all the time. So I haven't done anything like this though, and he did a great job. He always does, with very descriptive ideas, more so than a recipe, talking about exactly what is expected and then bringing us through the cooking process, let's say. So I'll be looking forward to the bacon biscuits that they've got going on here, and then they've got shorts on the channel as well. This creator has gotten into 3,700, 4,300, 6,100 views, featuring just the creator themselves on several of those. And then plenty of live streams as well. I must have caught you for a live stream. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, but they're live just about every day. Pretty close to it every few days. They just did one a few hours ago. So hopefully everybody will connect with Oki's Eden. We always have the notification bell on for every channel. That way we can catch as many of these premieres and live streams as possible from each other. Thank you again, Oki's Eden and Miss TT Mix Vlogs, and of course the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph. I'll send them a message to thank them. They're on right now doing their live stream. Fairbrick Studio, I hope I said hello. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Simply Debbie Sue, I think I said hello, hopefully. And then, oh, did I miss Butler Family Farm doing one of those too? Rushing Wind Mountain dropped a super chat so that we would look at Yes Nomads. Oh, look at that. And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is doing the same thing. So thank you for that. Wow, Yes Nomads must be a serious supporter. I know them. I've seen them a million times. They've been here many times, I believe, as well. But it's interesting to see two different creators pushing one channel so hard. It tells you what kind of an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter they must be. So I'm happy to see that kind of thing. And then, yeah, Daigo Crochet. Hopefully everybody's doing what they need to have that situation handled, and hopefully it hasn't gotten any Any worse? Be Bodacious. Good to see you in the house. One of our longest standing members. She talks about, what do we call the dog? Service dogs. She talks about service dogs. I think the latest video was tips and tricks, right? That I just shared out for you today or yesterday. I always do my community post shares in advance. Schedule them out, right? And that is really helpful. It's the number one thing I'm thanked for on YouTube. That's just a hint for everybody. When you share for other people on your community tab, if it's appropriate, I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do, but if it's appropriate and you do that, you will get noticed. Down the road, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then, how did I miss that? Butler Family Farm. Oh, I didn't realize I was talking about the Stream Boss position, but they actually dropped a super chat and took that over today. I didn't realize that. I missed it completely while I was talking about it for no reason. I am Betty J. Gathers is in the house. She's a beloved and dedicated moderator. The Bee Lady Apiary I put up right away, but we'll look at Butler Family Farm next. That's everybody's BFF. And then, pardon me while I'm copying and pasting here, and apparently I need to concentrate. Like with razor sharp focus to get that copy and paste done for Butler Family Farm's name. And then Booby Goats, good to see you in the house. Another Butter Woman short. I finally watched the third in a 3-part series of butter comparisons from that creator. That was probably my most embarrassing moment in the last 5.5 years of telling somebody I'm going to watch their video and having to go over it like 4 times, I think. Outfish Ontario, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'm curious to know, I'm sure we've seen that channel before, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember for the life of me if that's Ontario in California or Ontario like where I am in Niagara Falls, Canada. And then the Bee Lady Apiary, let's see what they've got going on their channel. A lot of outdoor content. One of the videos that I have run or seen, I think, did we connect in another channel this week? I think that's why, right? So I went to a video that was over 3 minutes long. As we always talk about here, 3 minutes is what we aim for a minimum. We have all of our instructions in our video descriptions, but we want to watch a 3-minute video from beginning to end. If you find a channel that doesn't have 3-minute videos, like they're all 2 or 1 minute, then you just want to watch 2 or 3 of them, and that will help. And then shorts on this channel. They've got a handful of these already, a couple of them. One's over 1,000 views. They got another one at 900, 965, 961. So they're floating around that 1,000 mark. Luckily, they've already broken past it. We'll likely see more continue to grow. And then live streams on the channel as well. So it's been a long time. They did them up to a couple years ago. They did an extra one a while back. And hopefully we'll be ready to catch them if they're going to do some more. We've got notification bells on for every single channel, of course. And then Globies Travel, I hope I said hello. Belt Loop 29 is here. And it's not that there's a right way or a wrong way to connect specifically. We just keep doing things the way that we have from the very beginning because we know that it always works. There are a handful of us. Some of the moderators who are here with us today, myself and many other creators, we have spent hours, days, weeks, probably months working on making sure that our connections are solid. And thinking about all the different things we can do, the swapping playlists, the watching 3-minute videos, making sure we leave comments and things like that. It's all very important, but we want everybody to gain new friends. We're not here for subscribers. Anybody can get as many subscribers as they want in a million different places. But we're here to meet other creators, hopefully with generosity, wanting to support them, knowing, of course, they're going to subscribe to our channel after we've subscribed to theirs. and now you've got a friend on YouTube to help give your channel a strong and solid foundation, if that makes sense. The Bud Files is here as well. And let's see what they got. Oh my dear goodness, my copy and paste. It's like my motor skills are not working right now or something. The Bee Lady Apiary, thank you for another super chat. You don't have to do that, especially not more than once, but I do appreciate it. I promise you I do. But I don't want anybody to feel obligated. But yeah, my dear goodness. Hopefully everybody's doing what they need to be okay during this winter weather. I usually don't wish for the really like deep freeze cold that we've had the last couple of weeks where I am, but I am happy to see what I believe, I don't know anything about it, but I believe is killing all the germs and things out there that we need. Many people were sick over Christmas. I don't know if I've seen anything like it, where I actually had to do some hospital visits for somebody else, not for me, of course, but and they're fine. But they were there for about a month, and the hospital's packed. The idea that we talk about with hallway medicine, I mean, it gets worse at times, but it's no joke, where not just the rooms are filled, the hallways are filled, and things like that. So hopefully everybody's doing what they need to be careful. You know, I know it doesn't just come down to washing your hands. I try to do that 20 to now like 30 times a day. I've always been good for that, but just lucky this year, I think. Butler Family Farm is coming up. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And Butler Family Farm, I just watched their new intro. I actually wanted to see that because I knew they had this, when did you put it up? A few days ago. And I must have put it into my catch-up list from the last stream. And that's just a fun name for a playlist. I say it a million times, but it's just a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. Sunny Side Up, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Butler Family Farm, yeah, I actually sat and watched it because I wanted to see what they had to say. Robert's in there. Of course, Susan does a great job with the intro. Jerry says hello at the beginning. But these creators bring us what I consider a homesteading style channel. But they've got a large property, 116 acres. I didn't realize, what did you say today that you have, was it 6 fields or 8 fields that you rotate the cattle through? They got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, koi, and more. They bring us all around their property. They help us understand what it takes to look after their property. They make tools for themselves when they need to. They enlist help from other neighborly farmers and things like that at times. Seen them do different in real life collaborations, if we want to call it that. They show us what happens when things need to be repaired. They bring us into their home. They bring us into their kitchen. Jerry brings us into the shop. He does some remarkable woodworking. They collaborate with people all the time. Look at these two together. Jerry and Susan have been married 41 years, we came to know. They took a cruise in the summer. It was a big one that we were talking about with a handful of creators. I was in full jealousy mode, but great to know they had a good time there. They always get involved in lots of collaborations with other creators, and they'll always introduce us to more and more friends. Jerry and Susan get together with people all the time. They've either got people visiting them or they head out for meetups in small and large groups. I've seen them with up to 70 channels worth of creators and supporters, and they tend to live stream those as well, which is great. They got 12,000 on several of these shorts, 54,000 on another one, and then live streams on the channel. So they're live every Monday at 6:45 Eastern. I was lucky to catch that one yesterday. I've been on their channel several times with them, actually. So sometimes they do StreamYard panels. Sometimes they want to help with the YouTube journey. The things that they learn along the way, they share with others. And Jerry and Susan share the camera work over here with all the different things that they do as well. So, hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm, everybody's BFF. You'll notice they're the Stream Boss right now. That's a feature part of Streamlabs. You don't have to use Streamlabs desktop to use that. You can use it with other platforms, but you'll have to, it's too advanced for what we talk about here. You'll have to figure out how to get that done, adding a browser source in. But the Stream Boss is a neat little thing that looks like a video game life meter, as you can see, and every super chat membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of the Stream Boss, and then the last person to knock it out takes over and gets some extra exposure. Butler Family Farms held that position many times. I didn't realize they took it over today too at the beginning of the stream, but thank you for that again. They've done that a million times before. So Jerry and Susan, obviously over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. And then a total of 12 fields. Why was I thinking 6 or 8? I watched it, I heard you say it, but maybe it went by too quickly for me. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say that a million times. What we'll do right now, we'll take a break. I can see my voice is going to struggle over the next couple of hours, but we're going to be here until 8 p.m. Eastern. And Michael's Adventures will drop a premiere at that time. He's on every day at 8, if you can imagine. He actually posts twice a day. We still have to look at Yes Nomads because 2 different super chats were dropped for them. So that'll be the next channel we look at. And then we'll see Rushing Wind Mountain, Jesse Journals, and Unboxes. And then we'll likely get to Spinning the Wheel shortly. I'll keep an eye on the time. Make sure that we get a couple of names from our chat. It's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. So right before we take this break for 3.5 minutes, I'm going to play a clip from an interview series. I mentioned our episode 900 earlier, but there's actually 5 videos on the channel now and a 6th one on the way. What these are conversations with some creators who are longtime friends of ours. They've been through all the things we've been through. They're still going through those things today, but they have all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. What do you think led up to that explosion for your channel?
Well, at first the channel was very slow to start, and then it was around the time I met you.
Yeah.
You know, your channel, it started growing a little bit, and then we got to January of last year. We only had about we hit our 1,000 subs, okay. And then it was really going slow. In between January to September of 24, we only gained 300 subs.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You know, so it was really slow, but we managed to get our watch hours, so we managed to get monetized, things like that, and we were getting ready to go to do our supply runs for the winter time. And I said, well, I think I'm just going to film this. You know, we've never done a shopping thing or anything like that. And I checked it out online, and it showed favorability of doing well.
That's good.
We did it. Only thing I didn't really do is I didn't film a whole lot in the store, and I kind of regret that because I had a lot of people asking about that. They wanted to see the prices. And honestly, I think what it was is people really curious what it's like to live here and have to shop here. And I think that's what brought everybody in. And it exposed us to a lot of other people that are like-minded on living this way or wanting to be curious to be how we live, as well as the group that just are into shopping. You know, and I guess there's a huge following of people that do shopping videos. And
I'm not surprised now that you mention it that way. Yes.
Yeah. So I think a combination of it being a shopping video and us being rather unique on where and how we get home.
Absolutely. Yes.
A lot of the comments on that video were about the train.
Oh.
You know, was that a bus I just saw on the tracks? Was that a truck on the tracks? Was that a tractor? You know, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah.
Wow.
So I think it was a combination of the shopping and where we're at.
Yeah. I looked off to the side there because I got your channel up on another screen in case I want to reference something. I was about to say the video got 1 million views, but no, you're clearly well beyond 2 million now. All right, we're just about back. I'm not sure, be bodacious, forgive me, because a lot of times I glance at the chat. I miss a lot that goes on, so I miss the context of conversations. Then I start rambling off on some tangent about what I think everybody's talking about, only to find out that that's not what they were asking at all. But when we talk about the idea of Streamlabs or OBS, Streamlabs Desktop is what I'm using here, and it's available on Mac and Windows, same as OBS. OBS allows a little bit more, but Streamlabs Desktop was built on OBS, so they just split off with their own, software now, and some of the Streamlabs features are included. It just makes it easier, right? But OBS, if you really like tinkering with things and if you really like customization, OBS is what I use for our copyright-free music channel when we do live streams over there. And part of the reason why I use so many different things is just I like to see how the different things work, especially because we're going to talk about them here. I want to be able to come with at least the littlest bit of experience. But that's really all there is. I mean, you know, one of these days I hope to someday do tutorials. I've been barking up that tree for over 5 years now. But there are plenty of videos out there for how to use Streamlabs, Stream Elements, the ChatBot, Botrix we use, Nightbot, and then the streaming platforms like StreamYard and Restream and Prism and, you know, the multitude of other things. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Rambling with the Brooms is here. I've got him on the wheel. And then, yeah, once it's said, it's great. So, yes, Nomads. I was confused. I thought they'd been here before, and I might be mistaken. We haven't had them on the screen yet, apparently. But I've seen Yes Nomads, I'm certain, in other people's live stream or premiere chats. But this is brand new. So we don't watch videos or subscribe while we live stream here. But what I'm going to do is take one of their videos. I'm going to take the latest video that they've put out. I'm going to put this into my watch later list, and what that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video, and I will give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do. For all creators, that should help our connection stick, and then hopefully they have our notification bell on as well now, so that they will not miss our further live streams that are upcoming. We're usually here every 3 days or so. Some of the shorts on this channel are really doing well. 37,000, 54,000, 247,000, my dear goodness. And then live streams on the channel. So they seem to be live every month or two, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes they do them frequently. We've got notification bells on, like I said, for every channel, so hopefully I'll catch you for one of these soon. And then, yeah, thank you, Strings and Pucks. I mean, I usually don't try to get everybody to go and watch our replays. I don't imagine anybody would really enjoy that unless you really want to hear what I had to say about some of the channels and this and that. But there are tidbits of information. I'll bring my personal experience where I can. Yeah, we talk about these things frequently, and anybody, by all means, can ask or prompt us, meaning, mention something in the chat if there's something you want us to talk about, or if there's something. It doesn't have to be for me. Everybody can talk in the chat, of course, right? I'll add my 2 cents when it's appropriate. But if somebody wants anything specific discussed or an opinion, I'll be happy to do that. I try not to do reviews. I really try not to give advice, even though it sounds like it. But anybody can reach out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter as well. I'm on Instagram every day, all day, and then Facebook some of the time, and then Twitter occasionally as well. And Rushing Wind Mountain, this is Ruby. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And BH Stories is in the house. Good to have you here. And then when we look at Rushing Wind Mountain, what just happened was Ruby from Rushing Wind Mountain and Jesse from Jesse Journals and Unboxes both dropped super chats so that we would look at Yes Nomad's channel almost at the same time. So a really generous thing to have done. But we'll look at these channels as well. Rushing Wind Mountain comes from the Pacific Northwest, and this is a creator who's been with us for almost 5 years now. Rushing Wind Mountain brings a mix of nature and wildlife. They'll give you more information on their About section, but you get an idea just from the thumbnails alone about the pleasing visuals and audios they're bringing to us. They've got a couple of newer videos here. One thing you'll find very quickly on their channel is that videos can be anywhere from 1 minute to 12 hours long. Same goes for the live streams. And then they've got some shorts over here as well. You'll find humorous moments if you dig through these, especially when you find the wildlife. But some of the newest shorts that they've put up are doing really, really well at 30,000, 39,000 views, and it falls all in line with their regular content. When it comes to live streaming, they've done plenty of these, dozens of live streams, both in vertical or horizontal format, or portrait and landscape if we want to call it that. And it's more similar content, pleasing audio, pleasing visuals. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. I can't remember how long every creator's been in the Tuber Chat family. And even when I mention it, I probably make more mistakes than I think I do. But the reason why I mention that creators are here with us for years, like Jesse Journals and Unboxes or Rushing Wind Mountain, literally between 4 and 5 years now, maybe even longer, as a matter of fact. I mention it just so that everybody understands, especially for people who are newer here, that you could be meeting friends today, and probably are, that will be with you literally years into your YouTube journey. You know, I've been on YouTube for 8 years now. It will be 9 in a few months. And Tuber Chat's been here as 5.5 years as a channel. There are many of us who've been together on YouTube for well beyond 5 years now, if you can imagine that, and anywhere in between. But we're always happy to see brand new channels every single day. Six Bows is back as another creator who's been with us for what I think is 5 years, something like that, 4 for sure. Twinbrook Acres is here. They've been with us for what I think is a couple of years, and I might be getting ahead of myself for that. Be Bodacious has been with us for about 5 years. They're one of our longest standing members. They continue to support and support and support every month when I go back through all of the members and moderators and things like that to get my schedule ready for how I'm going to share everybody out on the community tab. It's not just members and moderators. Everybody gets shared at some point. It comes down to who's most supportive on the channel, who's here most often, who's been most active, and things like that. But members and moderators get included in that, of course. And there you go, from July of 2020, so about 5.5 years, my dear goodness. And Chicken in the Woods, yeah, hopefully you're meeting some new friends along with the ones you've already been in contact with. And then Be Bodacious may not be with us for very much longer today. It's okay, I still got your name on the wheel. I'll leave it on there for quite a while. We're going to look at Jesse Journals and Unboxes right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes is another creator that I was just talking about. Her and Ruby from Rushing Wind Mountain both dropped super chat so that we would look at Yes Nomad. So I hope everybody will connect with Yes Nomads. But Jesse Journals and Unboxes is another creator who has not only been added to Tuber Chat last year as a moderator, but this creator was actually mentioned, almost nominated more than once by people who said, hey, we know you don't do a lot of moderators on the channel, but when you do, think about Jessie because she's incredibly supportive. And I think that's wonderful. And this creator actually has an interesting story to go along with her channel in the idea that her support for all of us has increased over the years. And that's a tough thing. We all know that it's harder and harder to support everybody as much as we all might like when we're following more and more and more channels. In the beginnings, you might be following a couple of dozen channels. You make some friends, you're following all of them, but pretty soon it becomes what we might think is almost overwhelming. Some of the best friends that you start with in your YouTube journey, you see them every day, and then you start to see them every other day, and then every 3 days, and then once a week, and then once every other week, and things like that. But as long as everybody's always doing as much as they can for each other, we are all going to be just fine. We see channels growing faster than ever. We see channels getting monetized faster than ever. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's become easier, I promise you, than it was 8 years ago when I started. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat again. When we look at what Jessie Journals and Unboxes is doing on her channel, she premieres at least one video a week, usually on Sunday at 3 p.m. That's her scheduled day and time. She's always there without fail. And I know, I can't remember for the life of me who mentioned in the chat, this is one of the fastest chats they've been in so far. I understand, but there are several creators in the Tuber Chat family here with us today that have chats that go even faster than what we've got here. Butler Family Farm is one, Scratch and PPA is one, the Stock Explorer is one. They're here frequently with us, and Jessie Journals and Unboxes is often just as high speed. This creator is so supportive to other people. I think I run into Jessie every day in somebody's premiere or chat live stream, premiere or live stream chat. This creator premieres her videos, and she'll have a flood of support coming in. What she has done over the years is kind of changed up the content. She's unboxed all sorts of different stuff. She continues that today. Bath and beauty products, stationery, snacks, lots of crafting and journaling supplies. And this is where the focus is now. She collaborates with a lot of other people, not just YouTubers, and has happy mails sent to her and does a lot of collaborating both in videos and in the content. And you'll see what I mean when you get to some of her collaborations. I use that word very loosely because there's a lot of other things you can do with friends, even beyond the things that I talk about. But a true collaboration on YouTube means either getting together in a video or making a couple of videos together in what we might call like a mini series. If two people want to do an unboxing, let's say Jessie's doing Around the World in 80 cards, or let me find one of her collaborations here if I can. She was using the collaboration feature, I thought. Or we've talked about it anyway. Oh, here's another one, Around the World in 80 cards. So she, okay, forgive me. I'm dancing all over the place and I'm crashing into my own story time here. What I mean by collaborations. So you can collaborate with people, meaning literally do a video together, be on screen together, even if it's in StreamYard or something, if you live in different geographic locations. You can also collaborate with people by doing two videos of the same type or similar types, and then you put them out together and cross-promote them and things like that. Jessie Journals and Unboxes goes even farther than that by creating different things with different people. I believe not just YouTubers, but very much into crafting and journaling. And then what she'll do is take the things that she unboxes and feature those in the shorts videos on the channel. And you'll see a lot of things like washi tape. The only reason I know what that is because of her channel. And then jewelry. And like I said, if you dig through these, some of the more popular ones, of course, you're going to find the bath and beauty products I was talking about. The snacks keep moving because all our newer shorts are doing, they're getting better and better. For views, it looks like. Snacks are over here. The stationery is somewhere in there. Like I said, jewelry and things like that. So she's actually doing more and more shorts lately as well. So Jessie Journals and Unboxes is now closing in on 2,700 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then live streams are occasional for this creator, but again, she can basically do whatever she wants, post whenever she wants, go live whenever she wants, and she'll have a flood of support because of how much she does for other people. And she has been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter both to me and to us. Your home tab has the full collaboration at the bottom. Let me have a look at this. Collaborations, this is cool. Many creators here in the Tuber Chat family have dressed up their home pages. YouTube gives us a lot of tools, and pardon me, my allergies are always on me here. YouTube gives us a lot of tools to add different things to our front pages, like posts here, or different playlists you can put, shorts, and you can move these things around as well. You go to your customization tab for that. But collaborations, this is really cool. So she is using the feature here, I believe, right? Around the world in 80 cards. Jessie Journals and Unboxes, and Around the World's in 80 cards. So it's interesting that you see the subscribe button here. So what this does is it wants to prompt you to subscribe to all the channels that are included in a collaboration. And forgive me because I haven't done one yet. I think they said you can collaborate with 5 people. I'm not sure if that means 5 in total, like you and 4 people, or if it means you and 5 people. But somebody in the chat might know a little bit better than me. Just because, like I said, I haven't done one myself, but that's really cool to be using that feature. And I'm not sure if you did that with Tuber Chat. It's up to you if you want to do that. I was thinking about doing that with our interview series with those creators as well. And then hopefully I'm not missing anything in the chat. I know I say that a million times. Thank you again, Rushing Wind Mounted and Jessie Journals and Unboxes for those super chats so that we would look at Yes Nomads. I was just about to miss another one there, but Strings and Pucks dropped a super chat as well. And I think that will have us caught up. Hopefully I'm not mistaken. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody. And then, yeah, hopefully Strings and Pucks is still with us. I didn't mean to not recognize that super chat when it came through. Let me see if I can find this here. And we'll get that channel up. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Kyle Vlog Channel is here, and Izzy Pop, thank you for keeping that membership going. I really do appreciate that. I caught them for a live stream a few hours ago. So Strings and Pucks on the screen, thank you again for your super chat. I see that they're going to bring us some spiritual inspiration. It looks like lots of music here. This creator is brand new to Tuber Chat, so I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but I'm going to take your latest video and I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will put your notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then Stephen Wire, good to see you in the house if I didn't say hello already. And Average Growers is also here. Yeah, Strings and Pucks. I also set a notification for that live stream. Now, we set notifications for everything we see. Premieres, live streams, regardless of the start time, whether or not we think we can be there, because we want to send that signal of interest or signal of engagement into the algorithm, literally in the spirit of doing every single tiny little thing that we can for each other. So I've got that on, but if I'm lucky, I might be able to catch that stream. I think that's on Friday at 4 p.m. So if there's any luck in the world, I might actually catch that. And then I'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. But thank you again for that super chat. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Tiffany might be falling off her chair right now saying, oh my goodness, it's not always, our moderators know what it's like to be picked first and picked last on the Wheel of Doom, or pretty close to it. And there's many other creators that are here with us every day or regularly, and I appreciate that as well. But it's always like a wonder, right? It's always a mystery who's going to get picked on the wheel. And Canadian Family Life, I think that's the earliest they've been picked. We've just spun a few times today already. Is that the first time? Is that the first spin of the wheel? It might be. Maybe it's the first one. So no, I'm wrong. You've been picked first today, if you can believe it. And then Canadian Family Life brings us a family channel. So on the screen you say Tiffany, her husband Chris, along with Bella and Alex, and they all get involved in the channel. They're from New Brunswick, and they bring us a lot of food bank grocery hauls, cooking, baking, sometimes even challenges between family members. They've got an impeccable container garden. They show us how to look after that. And then they do a lot of activities together. So there could be vlogging on the channel, lots of Happy Mail, lots of product reviews, and even, I believe, sponsored videos now. They've got shorts over here and featuring some of that winter weather they seem to be doing fairly well with. In New Brunswick, I think they get it even worse than we do most of the time. 5,600 on one of these, and the lightning bug short is still getting views at 7,000, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So Tiffany is another creator who goes live occasionally, usually every month or two, but she can go live whenever she wants. She'll have a flood of support because of the support she gives to others. I run into her regularly in other people's live streams or premieres in the chats. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Canadian Family Life. I'm just going to show you her husband's channel, Chris's Creation Fun. And then we'll see that Chris is working on a few different things. It's typically do-it-yourself videos here. He could be working on grow lights for that container garden I was talking about. He might be 3D printing. He might be hooking up some solar equipment or even doing a product review over here. So hopefully everybody will connect with Chris's Creation Fun. We're happy to see he's long past his 100 subscribers now. It's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. There's, oh, I'm breaking stuff here. There's my Mark the Shark hat. It sits right beside my Rambling with the Brooms hat, if you can see that. I know the green screen is kind of ruining everything. And then the Much Love and Aloha hat, but I'm going to wear that one for today. Somehow he managed to fit these. I work for a large company now. I haven't done that very often before. I was self-employed for most of my adult life, but last year I took a job with a big company, and they just sent me a new cap, and it's medium. And I was thinking to myself, like, okay, you must have seen a picture of me. I think we all have figured out I got this huge melon now. There's no such thing as medium in my life for anything. It's all extra large, let's just say, for any kind of clothing and things like that. Vintage VMars, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Mona did what? Good to have you in the house. Some of you are probably shaking your head and saying, Kevin, just stop talking nonsense. Let's get to the wheel. This is what happens occasionally. So hopefully, like I said, everybody will connect with Chris's Creation Fun. And then I was just about to spin the wheel, but Izzy Pop's dropping a super chat. Thank you for that. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated. They've done it a million times before. And we'll see what Izzy Pop's got going on right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. I was on, I thought I caught Tiffany Lavashark Johnson yesterday, the day before, for a live stream as well. She's like my hat twin. Mark the Shark generously sent around these hats. Overly generous, I must say, but they are beautiful. It's actually embroidered, if you can see that. And it's like a purple, the color. It might look blue on the screen, but if you look at Tiffany Lavashark Johnson's channel, she's got a few thumbnails, I think more than one, where she's got the hat on. And then Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you. I caught her for a live stream yesterday for sure. Woof and Snort, good to see you in the house. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Izzy Pop, I mentioned the idea that I had been on their live stream earlier today. And we used to joke many times. They've reset and restarted their channel now. But the idea that their live streams, the conversation can kind of go in any direction after they get started. Sometimes they start with a theme. And then sometimes it's just, hey, everybody. But they have got a very dedicated audience. Like the core of their community is dedicated. And this creator, like I said, reset and restarted their channel. So they're working on 300 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone. They've always been known for these elaborate, gorgeous banners, avatars, thumbnails. I mean, these things are literally outstanding. And then they actually want to help us when it comes to the idea of the digital tools we might use to make things that we're thinking about in a similar fashion. So they've gotten into 1,700, 2,700 views on some of their shorts videos. And then they've got several videos that feature music along with animation. As you can see, I'm just going to grab one of the latest ones. I'm not sure what they've done on this one. I'll put this into my catch-up playlist that I keep joking about as well. And then hopefully I'll catch Izzy for another live stream soon. Hopefully everybody will. We always put notification bells on for every single channel, of course. And this creator's usually on more than once a week. I think it can be as often as 3 times a week. And then thank you again, Easy Pop, for another super chat. Like I said, absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated. Sailing Cook George is actually only a couple hours away from me as well, I think in the Toronto area. So it's good to have you back in the chat. We do meet up sometimes, so by all means, Sailing Cook George or anybody that happens to be in the area, if you want to be in touch. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. I just met up with just Jason Keto this weekend. I didn't, it was just us hanging out with Kristen Welton. I didn't invite anybody else. Like, it wasn't meant to be a big, like, meetup or anything, but we're hoping to do that. Scott was going to come down from Ottawa from Rambling with the Brooms. And when he had to rearrange the trip that he expected coming down to Toronto. But when he has a chance to get here, or when we get a chance to get there, we will meet up with him. And then Izzy Pop, thank you again. I know it has to be variety of different emotions that will come up when somebody has to reset and restart a channel, especially not by choice. But hopefully coming back eventually over the long term, stronger and more solidly the second time around. You've heard me say that about a couple of different creators because we've seen a few people have to restart. I've seen a few people who had to leave and things like that. You know, I tried to help somebody with a channel that did all the, you know, they got all copyright strikes and this and that. I don't know why they gave, YouTube gave them a warning actually, and they said you got 7 days to download your stuff, but we're taking your channel. And I kind of couldn't believe it, but yeah, I was there, I saw it, and I helped them grab all their content at least. It's not difficult to download your own videos, especially on a computer. In YouTube Studio, you can just click the three dots beside any video and download a 720p version. Even if you made 1080 or 4K videos, they only come down in 720, but it's good for an emergency backup, right? If everything in the world went wrong and you had to reset and restart, you could get your channel going again by just hammering all your videos back up. I'll tell you exactly what I would do just for the sake of saying that. And Scratch and PPA, thank you for catching that. I missed Greenland Quilter Katie's super chat. I don't know why. I thought I saw her say something, and then she dropped a super chat afterwards. But thank you for that. She always has pleasant things to say, but she's been a dear friend to all of us and to myself as well. I'm going to put her channel up next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. We'll take another break and then we'll come back. But just for the sake of saying, I just want to follow through on the thought. But I did mention the idea. What would you do if your channel got taken by YouTube for any reason? It could happen by mistake. It's a 1 in a billion chance, but it can happen. And then the idea is, so me personally, I'm lucky because I have a lifetime full of like computers and hard drives and stuff like that. You know, I save everything. I tend to be a pack rat about it. I don't delete anything. So the hard drives get up to like 14 terabytes around here and this and that. But it's just because I've been doing this since, before the 90s, let's say. And, but if not, I'll tell you exactly what I would do. I would get anything I can to save videos. And we may not think about it, but most people have older tablets or phones or even computers around that have hard drives in them. If you have an older computer that you're doing nothing with, I know hard drives can be expensive and this and that, but what you can do is either take the hard drives out of them or use them just for backup, right? So back up all of the videos. And if something got taken, if your channel got taken, you had to restart a new channel tomorrow, I would upload one video a day until all of your videos are caught up. It would be painful and horrible. None of us want to think about it. I know a few people have had to go through it. I don't wish it on anybody, but you could. And I would certainly do that after all this time and all this work. I don't expect I'm ever leaving. You can, you can do whatever awful things you want to me, and I'm not stopping. It's too much of a sunk cost, in my opinion. I can't imagine I would let go. But I wouldn't blame anybody for doing that. We've seen friends move on to different platforms if they feel like it. And then Rumble is a thought. Yeah, woof and snort. Actually, I did have a scare. I got a guideline strike. I was at the Freedom Convoy many years ago and literally just live streaming for YouTube. But because of something somebody said, and it wasn't even in Ottawa, actually it was in Toronto, but because of something somebody said at a rally, I got a guideline strike. And the problem is when strikes come, it can be all at once. Copyright claims are very different than strikes, but strikes are bad news. So if you've got more, anything on the channel that YouTube's going to strike, what I did is I took everything down. The intention was to put it back up on Rumble, but I never actually have yet. Maybe someday. I've still got it all, of course. I just backed it all up. John Together Strong, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And forgive me, I didn't mean to get into story time. I just wanted to mention what I would have done there. If anybody needs me to elaborate on anything I've said today, by all means, just mention whatever it was, and I will talk about it again when we get back. We're going to go on a break right now. We'll talk about Elfish Tanks before we do that. This creator is bringing us tanks. Let me have a look at what they've got to say. A fish room experience. So what they want to do is share their progress through the development of this hobby, and then they give us a bit of history there. So the idea is that they're learning as they go and sharing with us. And it's an interesting hobby. I haven't, I've always, not just like it started when I was a kid, but even, for a lifetime. I've thought maybe one of these days I'll get a fish tank or something like that. Never actually have. Not have a pet of my own ever for no reason, but this creator's gotten into shorts as well. A little bit more random content included here, but they've gotten into 8,700 views and 10,000 on another one, which is interesting to see. And then several live streams as well. So this creator, have I caught you for, I thought I caught you for a live stream, but am I mistaken? 8 months ago it says maybe I caught you for one, and like right before that and right before that. It's been a long time. So this is something that always drives us bananas, right? Why is it you can catch some creators all the time and then other creators none of the time, when it should be an even split? We got notifications on for everybody, but YouTube doesn't distribute in that way. It seems to favor what's going on today. So if you've caught somebody for a live stream, they want to notify you again or put it in your recommendations the next time that the same person is on. If you see Greenland Quilter Katie, I catch her frequently, you know, or many other creators, Steph, the Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph, we talk about frequently. That creator I've caught. Mac Movement, good to see you here. I know you've been here for a few minutes. Forgive me if I didn't say hello earlier. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So let's go for 3.5 minutes, and we'll come right back with Greenland Quilter Katie. And right before we do that, I'm going to play another clip from that interview series. This one's from the upcoming episode. This is where Be Amazing Sylvia joined me. I still have to put this episode out, but she's been with us from the beginning. She is, except for our moderators, our longest standing official member on this channel, and she is long past her 10,000 subscribers. We use the term family a lot. I noticed you all doing it when I was just starting out. And then, you know, over the years, of course, we use that because it truly feels like that, especially when, you know, you haven't been on for a while. Somebody comes looking for you and notices. That's a good feeling, you know, and we try to do that for other people as well. But these are just examples of how this starts to feel like a family. And you hear me say often, I know Sylvia feels the same way, that we give much more to others than we expect to receive, knowing that we're going to get everything that we want. I mean, Sylvia, when I was first connected to you, and I can't remember now, I don't remember if it was 4 years or 5 years, but it's somewhere around there. And she was obviously already at it. But thinking back to how you must have felt, I don't know how soon you thought you were going to get over 10,000 and now towards 14,000 subscribers, but it must be a great feeling to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm definitely blessed. I feel blessed. I just feel motivated. I feel uplifted. And I'm happy that I can connect with so many amazing supporters. The people who come in, they come in and they stick and they stay. Yes, not all, almost 14,000 people come over, but I have repeat offenders. And what I mean by repeat offenders,
of course,
I'll see you in my comments on Monday. I'll see you in my comments on Wednesday. See you in my comments on Friday. So you always coming back and you're supporting me. And one thing that I do on my channel, and I think this is a big change, and with having so many supporters, when people leave a comment on any video, be it a short, be it a video, be it a live, I'm going to respond back to you to acknowledge you for coming in, thanking you for coming in. And then I go to your channel and I watch something for you. In order to get support on these YouTube streets, you got to give support. You have to give it. Sure. It's $3.99 to go over there and watch a video of somebody and make a comment. You don't know how much you may change their life. You know?
All right, we're just about back. Oh, hot mic moments there. I didn't realize I left my mic on the whole time. And then we're looking at Greenland Quilter Katie. So she dropped a super chat, and thank you for that. She's done that a million times before. She's actually live right now, but I'll go look at the live streams in a quick second here. Makeup Mom and Son, it's good to have you in the house. She is a longtime beloved and dedicated moderator here. And then Heart and Home, if you're here, just please let me know. And what I did right now is clean up the wheel. So I took a lot of names off the wheel. We do that a couple of times during the stream. If I haven't seen somebody for like 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever it is, when we go on those breaks, I just clean it up a little bit. And then members of moderators will always be re-added if they're active in the chat, and then we'll get to spinning, and it helps the stream move on. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours, so we're trying to keep the streams right on time too. We still got an hour and a half to go, so it's plenty of time, lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen and everything else, and we'll get to it. So Greenland Quilter Katie, this creator is going to bring us a lot of beautiful views around Greenland. That's actually the first things I saw on her channel just over a year ago when she started coming in here. These water-based views of mountains and glaciers and icebergs and things like that. But this creator's got a podcast going on the channel that continues. She did some shopping style videos, a little bit different for the channel last year around the Christmas season. And then she posts random videos occasionally. But this creator typically does a lot of live streaming. And of course, she's going to talk quilting. But the conversation can go anywhere once they get started. So I didn't realize they're doing a 28-day sewing challenge. So they're on this for just about a month. So it is a month, right? Because February to March, 28 days. So let's see how this is going to go for her. I've got notifications on for all of these, but you'll see whenever you get into one of these live streams, got a panel full of guests, and they're laughing and having a good time and creating and things like that. So Greenland Quilter Katie's got shorts on the channel. These typically give us more beautiful views around Greenland, actually, and these have gotten into 2,900, 3,200. So hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Like I said, I put her channel on the screen because she dropped a super chat. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then it's time for us to get back to spinning the wheel. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Oh goodness, I am behind with Michelle's videos. This is one of our beloved and dedicated moderators, and she has been with us pretty much from the beginning. Another creator who's been with us for about 5, maybe even 5.5 years. Makeup Mom and Son's gone through a little bit of change in her channel. I should say expansion. Her content has evolved more than anything else. Now, she's always done unboxing videos, and she's always thought about what the audience might like to see. So she mixes up things like subscriptions. She'll get a subscription for a month or two, but move on to another one. Lots of makeup on this channel. Of course, get ready with me type videos and live streams. I'm just going to grab the latest Amazon haul video. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That is a special playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. We actually saw Makeup Mom and Son come into the chat at the beginning of the stream with her son's channel, Caden. Caden Plays It. We'll look at that in another moment. I see James Money 615 in the house. That's another friend of many years. And hopefully everybody will connect with Makeup Mom and Son. We can see that she's doing very well with subscribers, but she's got shorts over here that have done really well also. 15,000 on one, 37,000 on another, 242,000. I think that one still gets views. Actually, you can see some of the elaborate looks when it gets to the types of makeup and things you might think about for Halloween or special occasions and things like that. She really does a remarkable job. And then, like I said, she brings that in get ready with me type videos as well. Now, Makeup Mom and Son has done a ton of live streaming, and I've been lucky enough to be with her on her channel many times before. We've been together on other channels as well. Core group of creators were getting together all the time for these live streams several years ago. So she's collaborated with tons of people. She actually did an interview series as well, and I was lucky to have been involved in that. There's Danielle and James. There she is with Hilda and Corinne over here. So hopefully everybody will connect with Makeup Mom and Son on her own channel, and she will give us more information on the About section for us to understand what we can expect from the channel. But I'm going to show you Caden Plays It as well. And this young creator is bringing us, pardon me, some more product review videos and some video gameplay as well. I believe Caden Plays It has got some Minecraft going on, maybe some Roblox. I could be wrong about Roblox. I can't remember for the life of me which channels have Roblox on them. But we see a few different games here, and there is Caden with Makeup Mom and Son. So obviously Mom's helping Son with the channel a little bit, but this creator's got some shorts that have gotten into now 744 views, 2,200 on another one, and then live streams where we've seen, I was right, the Roblox. I was thinking Minecraft, but it is Roblox here. So we might see some more video gameplay from Caden Plays It, and this creator's working on their first 100 subscribers. They're getting really close to 70 right now. We'd love to push them towards that milestone. We know that the first 100 is as challenging as ever before, but as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, everybody gets there and far beyond, we see. Together we travel. Good to see you in the house if I didn't say hello already, and it's time for me to spin the wheel. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. A lot of Canadian channels coming up pretty easily on the wheel so far. Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more is still there, of course. Matt and Mouse is here right now, and these creators, they actually have a website and everything else. They take like their presentation on YouTube and online very seriously, but they do a great job. I was taken away with their channel right away, and I believe they were introduced to us from our dear friend Just Jason Keto. He's actually collaborated with them. When we look at the live stream page over here, they did a homestead hangout. There's Jason right there, and then they did that again recently. So this is really cool. Collaborating with other creators is one of the fastest ways to grow your channel in a very solid and strong way, if that makes any sense. The reason why I say that is because every time you, anybody at all, but you are featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of not just subscribers, their most supportive supporters. Because if you think to yourself, let's say Matt and Mouse is hanging out with Just Jason Keto, some of Jason's friends are going to say, hey, you know, any friend of Jason is a friend of ours. So who are these creators that he feels everybody needs to know? And then they'll run over there. And this is how you get a really strong and solid foundation for your channel. When Jono Journey with Pam, good to see you in the house. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think so, or close enough. But by all means, let me know if there's a better way to pronounce that. That basically goes for everybody in the chat. I want to promote everybody's channel the way that they want it promoted. Now, Matt and Mouse I was taken away with. First of all, they have a perfect back and forth between the two creators. They both have dynamic personalities. But when we look at what they're doing here, they've got a cabin that's 149 square feet, I've come to learn. And they do an excellent job of making it cozy and welcoming. They talk about all the trials and tribulations that come along with life off-grid or living out in the wilderness like this. things like internet connections, distance to the water, and things like that. But they have just done a really great job. For I don't know what reason, I'm completely attracted to things like tiny homes and cabins and cottages and things like that. So this channel, like I said, I was taken away with right away. So I'm just going to grab their latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about. It helps me keep or get caught up with creators. And then they've got shorts over here as well, some mostly outdoors. But we see that some of these have started to do really well, getting into, pardon me, let me hit the popular tab here, getting into 1,600 views, 1,700 on another, which is great to see, and it looks like they're able to bring us all 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Matt and Mouse. They're working on 2,300 subscribers right now. They're in their Canadian dream home somewhere in British Columbia, which is interesting. So a little bit farther from me than some of our Canadian friends, but Canadians nonetheless. And then let's spin the wheel. There's actually an, I can't remember, I got to check the dates again. There's an RV show around here, and I don't own a trailer or anything like that. When I was younger, my parents had one. We'd go every weekend, you know, and things like that. It was a stationary one. We didn't take it anywhere or anything like that. And some of my family had cottages and stuff like that. I aspire to one day have a cottage or a cabin or something along those lines, but I've always thought it would be an interesting life too, having a trailer or an RV, because if you ask most people what do they have on their bucket list, and you know, there'd be all kinds of different adventures around the world, but for me, when I was younger, I wanted to see all 50 states, and I've seen many of them. Anything in the Northeast, I've been lucky enough to have been through, at least for a second at a time. Every major city. I spent some time in Cincinnati. I spent a lot of time in Boston, Hartford, and Providence, and New England over there. Lots of time in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and moments at a time in all the different cities in between, anywhere along the I-90, pretty much, and down as far as New York and this and that. But while, you know, our ideas and our dreams and things like that change over a lifetime, I do hope that maybe this year I'll begin being able to visit some of my American friends that have come through the Superchat family in the United States. I used to be self-employed. I rarely take any time off of work ever. It's not that I'm a workaholic. I just usually love what I do. But I took a job with a larger company lately, and there's no vacation time for me in the first 12 months. So not until after May, and then I'm afraid of the sun and the heat, so I probably won't be going anywhere until October or November. But that's the plan. So we'll see if I can get something together. I'm not sure, but it's another aspiration. And then, yes, if I ever do acquire a cottage or a tiny home or anything like that, then Vintage Style by Joe's going to be at the top of the list, because she does really remarkable work on her channel. And one of the things that she did, I was thinking, like, that's exactly what I have in my mind. I have a hard time visualizing a lot of stuff. You know, I'm a computer guy, so I can do just about anything with a computer. But if you ask me to, you know, picture the wilderness and a cabin and everything like that, I can't see it as well as I think a lot of people can. But some things become clear. And a lot of our friends making crafty things or handmade things, especially the sewers, the quilters, the crocheters, and things like that. I think about that stuff sometimes. We've got a lot of artists too. We've got a handful of artists in the, like, traditional art, painters and things like that. Lots of diamond painting too, actually. Tampa's Creek Homestead and more we're going to talk about. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Yeah, when I was a young lad, some of my family had cottages, and there was 3 in our somewhat immediate family, and I am just heartbroken that they are all gone. But nobody could have predicted that real estate would have done what it did, And now I don't even know how somebody goes about acquiring that kind of thing outside of a house and this and that. But interesting, and I did enjoy the time while I was there. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More is up on the screen right now. I can see I'm behind with their videos as well, but I'm going to grab the latest one, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. They give you quite a bit of information on their about section, but this is a grandmother and granddaughter duo. And they talk about living a simple life, but they've got quite a bit of information there talking about the particulars of where they're going to take us or the adventures they plan to go on. We get a chance to get to know the creator. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More does a lot of live streaming, and they've been featured on many other channels as well. They collaborate with others all the time. So they were just live a few hours ago. They seem to be live a few times a week. I don't know why I haven't caught you for one of these. When was the last time I caught you? I guess 2 weeks ago is not bad. Right before that, but we set notifications when they're available. Either way, we've got the notification bell on for every channel. That gives us the best chance of hopefully catching each other when we're live. And this creator's got quite a bit of shorts on the channel as well. There's a Tesla pulling a trailer there. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't know if I've seen a Tesla pulling a trailer yet on the roads. 12,000, 13,000, 56,000 views on one of these. My goodness, for Chick-fil-A. I'm not sure. I think we have that. Pete and Jason would know. Maybe Tiffany as well, but Pete and Jason are closer to me in the same province. They would know if we actually have Chick-fil-A or not. And then Tampa's Creek Homestead and More, working on 1,500 subscribers, and they're getting close, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then thank you, Twin Brook Acres. I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. And then the Feral Grandma, January was a bad month for that, it seemed, right from Christmas through like the first half of January, but I'm starting to hear a little bit of that. We've heard it 2 or 3 times in the chat today that people are feeling under the weather, so hopefully everybody's doing what they need to get better or feel okay. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Oh, if Jason's got 2 around him, he's 2 hours westish of me, then I must be sounding like I'm completely lost not knowing that we have him. I don't think we have it in Niagara Falls, though. I'll have to look it up. I'm going to look it up, not now, but sometime. I'm just curious to know, because we hear about it all the time. I don't know anything about it, but we hear it. And then Driving Daily, good to see you in the house. John Together Strong, forgive me, I didn't have you on the wheel. I cleaned up the wheel during the last break. I'm going to add you on there right now. Driving Daily, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I did have a busy week. Usually I catch Driving Daily for at least a couple of streams, but I know you've been at it, and somebody asked me, I wish I could remember, somebody asked me about your live. Was it Jason talking? Yeah, I think we were talking about Driving Daily. The fact that you're doing streams so frequently, so often. He's actually got another channel too, for anybody that hasn't seen that. But Driving Daily's out there door dashing and streaming while he's doing it. You know, if I could have a megaphone and be able to tell all of the rideshare drivers, you know, my 2 cents worth of advice is, please put a camera on. You know, whether or not you want to talk or anything else, because they're already driving. Grab that dash cam footage. Although while I'm saying it, I'm thinking to myself, I drive like 4 hours a day and I don't do any dash cam footage. But I am doing a drive to earn crypto app, so I'm making my 2 cents a day. So at least I'm double dipping in that way. But you know what I mean. Sometimes you hear a good idea you think is good for somebody else, and then you say to yourself, wait a second, I'm not even following my own advice, so never mind. Poetic Tears, we're going to talk about 1,300 subscribers right now. I believe I've seen many other creators talk about Poetic Tears as being supportive to them. And they've been with us many times here in Tuber Chat. Now, what I'm going to do is grab one of their latest videos here. I can't believe how far behind. I thought I watched more of your videos, but maybe not yet. So what I'm going to do is take the longer of the latest 2 videos. You know, every minute matters when we're thinking about watch time, sort of. So I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That will give me another piece of content to watch. This creator's got quite a bit of information on their About section, letting us know sort of the intention behind the channel. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They got shorts on the channel, and these have started to move now. One at 700, almost 800 views. And then live streams. They've got one coming up. I think that was meant to be yesterday and might still be there, because they did one earlier today. I could be wrong. I have to check the date on that and see if that's got to be moved or if they're going to pull that one out. And then I did catch them a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. Poetic Tears is out there supporting other people all the time. I run into them regularly. And then Silver Assassin, Metal Detecting. Good to see you here. I know I've been saying all of our silver stacking friends have to be happy, and I still believe that they have to be, but the last couple of days were a little bit different. Oh yeah, Mac Movement, I understand. Whenever we're filming other people, I'll tell you one thing I did one day. I put my GoPro on the hood of the car, not in the window, but on the hood. Oh, I got some nasty, nasty, nasty looks from people. Yeah, people did not like that. I think when people understand that they have a choice to be filmed or not, it works out a little bit better. I've done a lot of live streams from places like restaurants or like a theme park that we have around here and this and that, and nobody seems bothered by it then. I think as long as they know that they're not, you know, obligated or you're not like forcing. But it takes all of the live streaming that we have to do, especially outdoors, takes some getting used to. You know what I mean? I've luckily done tons of them, so I've seen a few different things, but still learning every day. Mama Tato Heyday, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Lori's Mini World is here. They're both members. I got them on the wheel. But Driving Daily dropped a super chat, so we're going to look at that channel right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then this creator, Driving Daily, is out, as far as I know, literally every day, live streaming. We'll look at those in a moment. So they're posting videos, and it seemed, is that real? This latest video just blew up like crazy, 98,000 views. I'm just going to grab the latest video and put it into my catch-up list, as I do for all creators pretty much, or at least when we have the channels on the screen, right? This creator truly has a dynamic personality. I know that I say that about almost every creator in the Tuber Chat family. And the reason why I say that is because my understanding is the number one fear of everybody in the world is speaking in front of an audience, right? Public speaking, let's just say. And even though doing YouTube, what we do, talking on a camera, for anybody that does use the camera, right? I think is in the same ballpark. I might be, you know, kind of stretching, but you know what I mean. And so I often use that term. But Driving Daily truly has a dynamic personality. And if you catch them, you're going to see, you know, the way that they articulate their thoughts through conversation is really what I'm getting at. This creator has got shorts on the channel. These have gotten into 11,000, 18,000, 36,000 views. And in the live streams, typically they're door dashing. But as far as I've seen, I wouldn't know because I haven't done it yet. I did actually consider it for a while and maybe someday. But when I watch their live streams and the interaction between Driving Daily and the chatters that are engaging, there's a lot of other rideshare drivers in the chats, it seems to me. and it doesn't seem like Driving Daily's holding back. You know, they talk about the tips, they talk about the tricks, they talk about their experiences, and I think that's the magic. You know, when you're doing things to share experience with other people, or God forbid we use the word teach, or give advice and things like that, holding back, I think, is the thing that's going to stop some creators from reaching their potential. But giving everything that you can, not holding any secrets. Nobody's going to make $1 million off your idea, and you're going to have to say, oh, I never should have told them that. But if you think about that, then you put everything you can out there. If you're doing that kind of thing, I think that's where you're going to find success. Now, Driving Daily is growing rapidly. And like I said, this creator is incredibly consistent. They're on, as far as I can see, just about every day. They've got another channel, and it's called Real Thoughts Project. And this is where they talk about, well, it could be just about anything, actually. Let's look at some of their titles here. So, Planting of Seeds in Life's Garden. AI is competing for more than just jobs. Star Wars AI fan films are scary good. I don't know if everybody's seen this. You know, it's one thing I find funny. It's not like I follow it, but it's come up for me a couple of times. I like Star Wars as much as anybody. But there's these couple of guys, and I'm not sure if it's 100% AI or if it's people doing it, but they do this thing, and I think it's on TikTok or Instagram Reels, maybe YouTube Shorts, and they're stormtroopers. But it's as if they're vlogging every day, and I thought that's the funniest thing. There's a couple of channels that I've seen out there that have really clever ideas. I used to be a DJ, like in a past life, and so a lot of DJ and music things come up for me when I'm on my personal account. There's this guy who does this series called Elevator Music, and what the guy does, he's got an elevator set up, and he puts his DJ system in the elevator. So instead of just watching him in his bedroom or his living room or out on the porch or beside a lake or all the things these guys do, this guy's got it nailed down. And I think those things are really, really clever. So Real Thoughts Project, I don't know if that's what you're talking about or different things, but I just thought that was interesting because I'm impressed with a lot of things I see people come up with. It doesn't have to be YouTube. Also on Shorts, also on Instagram Reels, also on TikTok. For those of us making that stuff, I hope you're cross-posting as well. Even I need to do a better job of that. But I recently learned from our dear friend Two Pineapples that Facebook has done really well for them lately, posting a lot of Reels, for instance. So Real Thoughts Project is up here right now. Different conversation, but like I said, this creator is an incredibly dynamic personality, and hopefully everybody will connect with them so you'll see what I mean. I'm going to take the latest video on this channel. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list as well. And then I see that they've done a couple of live streams over here. I was lucky to catch one, but hopefully I'll catch another one. We got notification bells on for every single channel. Timmy Does Everything. That's Timmy the Racing Channel with a new name. John Together Strong, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. That's going to be the next channel that we're going to look at. What we're going to do, though, is take a break for 3.5 minutes again. I won't play a clip this time. We'll just make it quick. We've still got an hour to go. Plenty of time to look at plenty of channels on the screen and talk about other creators. Vintage V Mars, right before we go on that break, I'll just talk about swapping playlists. So it's a pretty simple arrangement. You're just agreeing to run a playlist of videos for another creator, and they're agreeing to run an entire playlist of your videos. And you can imagine, by getting hopefully dozens, if not someday maybe even hundreds of people to run an entire playlist of your videos, your watch hours are going to grow up. But the reason I promote it so much here is because when you trade favors with another creator like that, you have the opportunity to truly start a friendship with somebody. It's your friends that are going to be there to watch most of what you're going to come out with for your entire YouTube journey, sometimes years into the future, like you hear me talk about all the time. That's when your watch hours are going to grow exponentially. So this is why I talk about it so much. And then If anybody needs me to elaborate, by all means, just let me know. Thank you, Driving Daily, for the super chat again. Thanks for hanging out. And then, like I said, we're going to look at John Together Strong in another moment. I know I missed another channel coming in. Chef Zevi is here. I caught Tim earlier live, luckily. I don't always have the opportunity, but I was home. I really wasn't home that early. He said, yeah, it was a later day for him and an earlier day for me. Yeah, oh, Sarah Prestwood, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. There's Tim right there. And Miss TT Mix Vlogs is thinking about swapping playlists. So, Rushing Wind Mountain, if you've created something that somebody else is using, then obviously there's a couple ways to handle it. The one thing that I would recommend everybody not do is give a copyright strike right away. One of my biggest mistakes during the Freedom Convoy that I talk about sometimes, only because that was a newsworthy event and it gained me a lot of subscribers on my personal channel all at once, is what happened. A couple people took my live streams and then they took my name and put their name over it, or, you know, whatever. And when you go into the copyright system, you can just bang, 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 like, you know, take it down, take it down, take it down. The problem is that gave strikes. And now I think I've got a permanent hater. Every video I ever put out after that day for years now gets at least one thumbs up, like right, or thumbs down right away. Nobody cares about one thumbs down, but you know what I mean. And you can really build a lot of hate. It would have been a better idea for me to give them the 7-day or 28-day or whatever it is warning, so that they have a chance to at least take it down. So that's just a personal story to lead into my thought about what might be an idea. If you want to, but you're not sure, like, since you're asking me, would I just let it be or should you just let it be? I would give them the longest amount of time to take it down. But it's up to you if you want to take it down. But if you've created something, otherwise it's not going to matter, because people who are taking other people's content are going to get their channels taken eventually anyway, because somebody's going to be a lot angrier than any of us. More than one person. This is why trolls usually disappear. Even the worst of the worst trolls end up taking off, because they go where they get the attention, or they go to who they hate the most. So all they have to do is hate a few people more than you, and forgive the harsh way of putting that, but you know what I mean. All they have to do is dislike a few people more than us, and they will spend all their time surrounding those people. So these are just things I've learned over the years, right? Funny as it might be. Hannah Rebecca, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And is If You Seek Amy here as well? If You Seek Amy K is here. Let me get them on the wheel. I don't think I put Tim Mitchell on there yet. Okay, let's get this break done, and then we'll get right back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're just about back. I'm going to have to move it. I didn't think I was getting into as much story time as I must have. I don't think it's story time. I think I just drone on a little bit. Boy, can I talk. And then, so John Together Strong, pardon me, I'm laughing at my own joke. Yes, absolutely. John Together Strong is up on the screen right now. They dropped a super chat earlier. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. I have to do something in the background here. We're a little bit overwhelmingly busy still. I didn't think to do it in the stream. You want to see how to unlist a live stream while you're on it? So one of the things we can do, this works only on a computer as far as I know. I don't know how easy this is to do on a phone or tablet. But what we can do is go into the live stream that we're on right now and then just simply unlist. So everybody who's here obviously can still like get into it back and forth and this and that, but it won't come up in the short, it won't come up in the recommendation engine and this and that. Sometimes I do this towards the end of the stream or in the last 45 minutes or so, just so that it doesn't get any busier when we've got to cut it off. I don't want everybody upset. You know, so many people come and, you know, then we can't get to every channel on the screen. We can never get to everyone, but we get to as many as we can. But I have to start cutting these off like right at 3 hours. We've been doing not terribly lately. Michael's Adventures will have a premiere in 45 minutes. He'll let us have an extra half hour to connect, but I'll try to get moving here. So John Together Strong is up on the screen. There's a channel I'm still getting to know, but I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about. They've got quite a bit of information here to help us with a healthy lifestyle by the look of it. And then they've got a couple of shorts to get started with, one at 1200 already, which is great to see. And hopefully everybody will connect and get this channel working towards its first 100. And like I said, the first 100 is as challenging as ever before, but as long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody gets there. And we know it's an exciting and important milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. And then, Hannah, Rebecca, Lori's Mini World, Crafty Witch 232. I don't think I said hello, but I've got you on the wheel. Hannah Rebecca is one of my top channels for last year because we swapped playlists. So, you know, YouTube, obviously, this stuff is counting. And then the Pharaoh Grandma. Thank you, by the way, John Together Strong, for the super chat. Forgive me, because now I'm starting to race through my speeches. But thank you for that. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. It certainly is not necessary, but we do put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So the Pharaoh Grandma's up here again. She's been up many times for the same reason. And Tim Mitchell, we're going to look at in a moment because he gifted 5 memberships again. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So one of the things that I don't mention enough is the idea that swapping playlists can really only be done, or really should only be done once. And that's just an opinion. I don't even want to call it advice. You know, I try not to do that. But the idea is that you see these red lines that come under the Pharaoh Grandma's videos. This is because I've either seen them or run them. Right? Not in a playlist. This is like if I put things in my catch-up list and run that, or if I have time to watch some of these and this and that. But those red lines, even if we try to play a trick to clear our cache and everything like that, we're not going to beat the YouTube servers into not knowing that we ran that video. So our experiments have all said between myself, our moderators, many other friends, that we can only watch these videos one time, probably for a year. A year from now is too long to wait to even bother trying to do it again. So the idea is, I would always rather somebody make a new friend than swap places or swap playlists with the same friend twice, right? And if you're just starting out, your playlist may be a little bit small for gaining any traction. If you've only got 10 hours worth of videos, 10 hours at a time, it's a long stretch to 3,000. But once you get to a couple hundred hours worth of videos, now you're starting to see some traction, because every 5 people running them gets to 1,000. You understand what I mean? Depending on the minutes and things like that. But these are just ideas. However, somebody like myself, I have several accounts. So Hannah, Rebecca, I can't remember for the life of me if we've done it. I'll look at your channel afterwards from my personal account and see if I ran it. I can't remember. And then if you want, we could do that. And then when I talk about swapping playlists so much, it's still a benefit to monetize channels for a couple of reasons. First of all, when somebody runs a playlist of your videos, they're running every video from beginning to end. That's great for retention. Of course, we want as many comments and thumbs up as possible, but you're really only obligated to run the playlist the way that we're talking about. And obviously, the friendship that can be built between creators, that's the reason I push it so hard. So these are just ideas. And Timmy does everything. In the early days of Superchat, there was less people here, so we could get to every channel within an hour or an hour and a half, because only 30 or 40 people would come in. But on most live streams here in Superchat, there are well over 80, usually over 90, and sometimes over 100 channels that come through in a 3-hour period. So even though I say things like Super Chats and memberships are not necessary, and they're not, I do want to give something as a recognition, if we want to say, if not a benefit to members and our moderators and things like that, for that kind of extra support. Because I'm not on YouTube for the money, but I wouldn't be on YouTube if there was no money. Now, Superchat is not meant to be a money-making channel. It wasn't meant to be like the biggest thing that I do. It was meant to be an engine so that all of us can start as many channels as we want, run them through Superchat, and then they would go faster. We see that happens, right? Imagine if you're out there on your own, just trying to get people to watch your channel without any friends that were supporting you in the ways that we talk about. It's a little bit different. So just to give transparency to that ideas. And then, Hannah, Rebecca, after a year, it starts to drop. But the truth is, every channel that wants to get monetized in this community gets there. It just is a matter of time. You know what I mean? And one of the other things we have to think about is the faster you try to get there, or the harder you push, the less monetization there's going to be after, right? The less revenue. Because if somebody was to build their channel 100% organically, that would be a way to maximize revenue, because you would only have ever gotten there with people who enjoyed your videos enough to get you there. We're going a little bit farther. I don't want to say cutting a corner, but anybody can put it any way that they want. I promise you the trolls have had their fun with that. But the friendships that we build with each other really, hopefully, are introducing people to your content who might not have otherwise found it. That's kind of what we're doing here. People follow each other regardless of niche. I don't care if somebody's got a butter channel or a lottery ticket scratching channel or how to groom giraffes channel. I'm going to support all of it. I'm going to watch. I'm actually going to take interest. But not everybody thinks the way that we do. We don't need everybody. We don't need all 100 million channels on YouTube. We just need the people who are willing to care about each other. And then if any of this makes sense, then you get what I'm saying. Just Jason Keto. There's something I've been doing for a long time, and I really didn't put that much weight behind it, and I started talking about it recently. but sharing older videos of your own on your community tab can really help. I haven't put out a video in almost a year, or maybe over a year, on my personal channel, but I started sharing a lot of videos like on the community tab just to breathe new, hopefully, life into them and keep the channel active. I do the occasional live stream, but sure enough, some of those videos now have gotten into their 10,000 and 20,000 views. Keep in mind, I've been here for 8 years, and I've run other channels, had a lot of practice and this and that, but these are the things that can happen. So Kristen Welton's doing it now. We talked about it recently because I only recently realized the impact of it. So now I'm starting to talk about it. Jason and I met up this weekend, and we talked, him and myself and Kristen Welton, for I think 3 hours, something like that, about this stuff. And then he says he has been doing a bit of the same. So these are just ideas. The Feral Grandma is here, and 210 subscribers right now, so a bit of random content, but they did mention this butter series. They've got another short video, if I understood what they said earlier. So am I right about that? Did you not put out a shorts video that you were... Oh, I must have misunderstood what she said, but she's gotten into over 1,000 views on one of these shorts videos now, which is great to see, and I was lucky enough to catch her for a couple of live streams. She seems to be on fairly frequently, once a week or once every other week, and then videos are posted pretty frequently as well. So I'm just gonna, I know this is a short video, but I'm gonna put it in my catch-up list anyway, just so I can stay caught up. And thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I know I say it all the time, but absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. And then Tim Mitchell is coming up, and we'll put that channel up right now. He gifted a handful of memberships again. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And there you go. Yeah, it is a marathon, not a sprint. So the idea is, I know it's really tough. I am very lucky because I have perseverance, tenacity, and, you know, I expected when I started YouTube, the idea is not I'm doing this for a year, I'm doing it forever after, or until I decide to quit, which I don't think I will. And we can't know. We can't know what the future is going to be years into the future. But I promise you, if... It's tough, because what I really want to say that I never say is if everybody would just do the things that I talk about on top of the other things that you know, I promise you, you would do so much better than, you know, what otherwise will happen. And really what I'm talking about is revenue. I want everybody to get what they want out of YouTube. I want everybody to make as much as they want to, if that's what you're here for, if that's a big part of it, which I understand, right? But when we talk about all the different things, I mean, you got to pick up these little nuggets along the way. Not every idea I have is great or perfect or even works. You haven't seen the million bad ideas I've had in my lifetime that didn't work out. But most of the things that I try work out most of the time. So I win constantly, not in a sprint, but in a marathon, like Beltloop 29 is saying. So this is where I really believe everybody can have what they want, but we just have to be diligent about the things we do. I know it's a lot of work. I promise you, I know. But if we can all do it, if we truly support other people while we do it, you're going to have more than you wished for in the beginning. It just takes a little bit of time to get there, if that makes any sense. And then, Tim Mitchell is up on the screen. He gifted a handful of memberships again. He's done that dozens of times on this channel, and I appreciate that greatly. I know all the recipients will be happy to have them. And then Tim Mitchell is working on 400 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. This is his personal channel, but he actually produces videos and streams for 2 other channels, which I'll show you in a moment. Shorts over here bring a lot of dash cam footage and outdoor footage. I caught this creator actually for a live stream today. I'm not sure if he's cutting those shorts out of the live streams or if they're extra videos. But some of these have started to move 1,500, 1,600, 1,900 as well. And then live streams on the channel. So like I said, I caught him today. He's usually on every Tuesday, a little bit later today than usual. So I was lucky to catch him. But he's usually on the road. He'll keep up with the chat while he's doing that. And incredibly supportive to many other creators. And then when we look at Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, most of what I talk about here is not my ideas. They're my opinion added to ideas that are already out there. Once in a while, I have ideas, or what I have been great at over a lifetime with social media or marketing is finding efficiencies. Finding two different things, putting them together, and making them go faster than the two original things would have done in the first place. So that's what I'm talking about. And there you go. Yeah, Belt Loop 29. It's absolutely true. Oh, 2 channels is overwhelming. I haven't been able to keep up. I keep trying, but I haven't done it. I have the same excuses as everybody else. You know, nobody's any more busy than anybody else. We all have the same, 16 hours a day minus sleep or whatever. But I like to keep the plate full. Let's say Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official is Chef CV. There's a video here from a few months ago, 6 months ago now, where you can see what the story is between Chef CV and Tim Mitchell. I always like stories like that. You see a glorious, colorful wheel of misfortune, they call it, in the background of this kitchen. Chef CV is going to help us navigate the kitchen, not just making interesting meals and dishes, but helping us understand the bakeware and cookware and appliances and product reviews, even, it seems, the other day on a live stream. Shorts over here have a bit of variety in them, but some of them have started to get into 1,300, 1,500 views. There's that glorious wheel again. And then in the live streams, they're live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern as a minimum, but they've been doing a bit more live streaming lately. This one, I was saying, was way past my bedtime. But, oh, maybe this is not the one. It was Saturdays. I missed yesterday's too. Why did I miss Sundays? Oh, because we did a family thing. I had a family birthday on Sunday. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, basically what happens is the audience is able to contribute ingredients to the mystery wheel of misfortune. And then Chef CV will spin and be all but forced to make whatever comes up. And it can make for some really interesting ingredients and dishes. The unofficial, official, off-topic squirrel is another channel from Chef CV where we get more of a behind-the-scenes look at this creator. She'll take us on different adventures. They got another series that has started now. One of them is a music video. We'll see where that's going to go. They've got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 1,200, 1,500 views. You get an idea of some of the activities Chef CV gets involved in, and then live streams. They're always live every first Saturday of every month, so I'm assuming they're going to be live on Saturday doing Cards Against Humanity again. I missed the last one. I've played Cards Against Humanity a couple of times in real life, so I know how fun that can be. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up on the screen, and 6 p.m. Pacific this Saturday on the unofficial, official off-topic squirrel. So thank you for that, Tim Mitchell. Just Jason Keto is coming up in a quick second here. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So, Just Jason Keto's got a couple of videos ready to go. And Tim Mitchell, thank you for the gifted memberships. Again, by the way, forgive me, close to the end of the stream, I start speaking so fast. I'm always terrified as soon as I stop the stream that I didn't feel, or I didn't sound as appreciative as I am to everybody, including our moderators. Can't tell you how many times I forget to thank them. I try to remember to thank them after every stream for everything that they're doing, because I promise you, these streams would not be able to be anything near what they are if it wasn't for their help. Today, I don't know how many times Scratch and PPA's had to catch mistakes that I've made or almost made. Just Jason Keto, I met up with this weekend, and it's always a great time getting together. I have lost count now. I think it's the fourth time or fifth time that we've gotten together, and we were talking YouTube and channels and things like that. Now he has got a few things, so when we do our stream on Friday, we're going to raid into a premiere that he's got, and he's starting to set these up far in advance. So he's already got a couple ready to go, letting them percolate in the YouTube system. We talked about intros. He's putting 5-minute intros on those, and I'm going to be curious to hear his opinion afterwards about whether that helped or not, because what we talk about is I always premiere videos with 5-minute intros, and I always put them up in advance as far as possible, at least a week, just to see. And in my opinion, I insist that it helps. I insist that some of the best things that I've done have that to be thankful for, if that makes any sense, on YouTube, not just with my own channels. But we'll see. Just Jason Keto always does a great job anyway when it comes to the idea of recipes, product reviews, and the other aspects of his keto-based channel, basically helping us with healthy eating, healthy living. His recipes are easy to follow, simple to make. They only feature a few ingredients, usually things we already have in the house. And then sometimes he does traditional product reviews, like this gimbal, or what was this one? The keto checking system. It's I don't know how to describe it. You'll see what you mean when you get their keto tracker. And then he did some different videos over Christmas, the Christmas season. He's done this for a couple years now, a couple of different things actually. And then he's got a lot of guests on his channel, a tiny bit of random content. But when the guests join him, it could be in videos or live streams, and they share their insights. We talked about this homestead hangout that he did with Matt and Mouse and a few other creators. He's done a few different things in his live streams lately. There's one we tried to do he tried to do a driving live stream. I promise you, we've been through, not just me, us in the Tuber Chat family, and everybody we've ever met on YouTube has been through every headache you can go through with internet signals and every other thing trying to do outdoor live streaming. But that was kind of cool. So that's him on his way to visit us. And then he's got lots of guests. Like I said, there's Kendra right there. Amy's over here. He's got other familiar faces. You'll see some you'll be introduced to for the first time. Either way, he's got a vibrant community that is in the chat to help with questions and comments when we have them. Otherwise, it's Jason himself or a cook-along live stream, or he tries to change things up for the audience. And hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto. He's getting very, very dangerously close to 7,000 subscribers. So I wonder if he'll have it by Friday. He might. And then It's Just Jason is a second channel he's got set up for anything that doesn't fit on the original channel. Lots of us have lots of ideas for content, but if we have a razor sharp focused channel, we need another place to put them. So we'll see what he's going to do here. 45 subscribers for now, a few videos to get it started, a handful of shorts to get it going as well, all outdoor or travel based footage so far, and we'd love to get him to the first 100 subscribers. We all know that that's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up on the screen. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Lori's Mini World. This is another creator we've known for at least 5 years, probably more. Just Jason Keto might have his 7,000 by tomorrow, which will be cool. When we his phone overheated. I know what that's like. I've had a stream where the phone cut off because it froze like it was too cold, and I forget, I think it was -8 Celsius at the time, but I can't remember. And then I've had a phone overheat as well. So these are things we have to think of when we're doing different things. Lori's Mini World is up on the screen right now. This creator we already know as Lori's Tech Time. She's actually got a few channels, but she found this love for mini brands, which is obviously a huge just a product line out there, a huge brand, and featuring other brands. It's really interesting. Lori's Mini World. I think a lot of this is mystery as well. Like, if people were to unbox these, they'd be a mystery unboxing. You could collect different things, but sometimes you don't know what you're getting, if I understand it right. Now, Lori's Mini World is getting really close to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, which is great to see. I've seen a lot of her work. I'll show you her other channel in a moment on places like TikTok and Instagram Reels, I believe. But she's doing well over here with shorts at 11,000, 19,000, 30,000. And then when we look at Lori's Tech Time, we see that this creator does a lot of tech product reviews and a lot of video gameplay. And Lori's Tech Time has been a friend of ours, like I said, over all these years. I'm just going to grab her latest video. I'm not sure if I've seen this. Stereo Madness? Huh, interesting. And then, the lights on Alienware. Yeah, even I've had an Alienware in the past. Lori's Tech Time, pardon me. Otherwise, product reviews, and then sometimes random content as well. But this creator's been at this for many years, like I said. When we look at shorts on the channel, this is what I'm talking about here. Her most popular shorts videos are things I've seen her cross-post on Instagram Reels or TikTok, I believe, right? Her stuff was coming up for me frequently because, like, I think they catch what you look at. I really am convinced that Instagram and Facebook can, like, see your eye movements. So even when you're scrolling and skipping things, when you see one of your friends' posts and stop for a second, then you see like more of your friends' posts after. I'm not sure if I'm right about that, but I'm convinced they're far more advanced than we want to admit they are. Lori's Tech Time also has done a lot of video gameplay. Tetris is a personal favorite. Battle Cats is something that was so popular for her, she actually started another channel for this. You'll find that on her homepage. She's got other people playing Among Us as well, and she's played plenty of popular titles. So hopefully everybody will connect. Lori's Tech Time brings us gaming, gadgets, reviews, and even more. And like I said, she is also a loyal and dedicated supporter, but has been for years. And I keep saying that so that you can get some of that support coming back to you as well. I Am Betty J Gathers is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Yeah, the mini brands, my sister does a lot of work like creating different things. She actually makes these really remarkable collectible dolls. Like they're not, they're this size. I'd have to show everybody one of these days somehow. But mini brands are a part of what she does when she dresses these things up. She made custom dolls for Kristen and Kira this Christmas, and they are unbelievable, the detail. But I've seen a lot of the mini brands because of that kind of thing as well. And then I Am Betty J Gathers is up on the screen. This creator has done a lot of vlogging. She tends to talk about living healthy, eating healthy. Intermittent fasting is a popular subject over here. This is a creator living her best life over 60. And she brings us into her home. She takes us out on the road. The conversation can go just about anywhere here. She's done a ton of interviews. Sometimes she does live streams on her own, but a lot of people have been interviewed. I was even part of a series that was inspired by Crystal Sparkle, and you see a lot of familiar faces in the thumbnails here. She's been on with Trish a million times, and many other creators. Actually, now that I'm scrolling more and more, I see even more of these collaborations with more people. Live streams on the channel always feature her with a positive attitude, inspirational and motivational at all times. I Am Betty J Gathers is truly a dynamic host. That shows in the shorts on the channel, where some of these featuring just the creator herself have passed 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000 views. She's got even more shorts that have now gotten into 36,000, 40,000, 56,000. She's been known to put out 365 shorts in a row or more, and she continues posting shorts frequently today. She's working on 3,800 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. Munjaro Journey with Pam, thank you for the share. If You Seek Amy K is coming up. I think what we're going to do, we're going to have to take one more break. So we'll go for 3.5 minutes and we'll come right back. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, forgive me. I'm sure you heard me clearing my throat, and it's never pleasant the way that I do it. But hot mic moment there. So Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up in less than 15 minutes. So I've got the link there. I've pinned it as well. I've cleaned up the wheel, so we'll see who's active in the chat, and I'll get through channels as quickly as I can. The Nichols 13 is still here, so I'll make sure they're on there. And then if you seek Amy K, this is a creator that's actually got a couple of different channels. So you'll find her on a cruise is what she says here. She's got quite a bit of information about herself and the channel, so we get an idea of what to expect. I'm just going to grab one of her latest videos talking about the casinos. I'm not sure if every cruise ship, every of the major cruise ships has casinos, but they do at times. I was working on a cruise ship once, and they would have to wait until they got into international waters to open the casino, but my understanding was it's popular. And then yeah, Tim Mitchell, it's interesting. I don't often look at notifications either, but once in a while I click it to clear it, and that's how I caught you today. I must have been like switching channels and just went to clear the notifications. Mac Movement's on right now. Home by Design with Marilyn dropped a premiere. If you seek Amy K is up on the screen, and working on 800 subscribers. So I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. You'll get an idea from her about section about more of what she's going to bring with her travel-based videos, including some of the shorts that have now gotten into 2,000 and one at 4,000 views, which is great to see. She's monetized also, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She's got a couple of live streams. Hopefully we'll catch her for another one. And then Amy Loses It is another channel from this creator. She's got an interesting tagline: can I lose the weight before I lose my mind? She's on a journey to lose 180 pounds. She keeps us updated throughout her videos. And then Amy Loses It has got some more information on this about section as well. She's cross-promoting her channels. I think she's got another one actually. And then shorts over here, one of them's gotten into 1,800 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. She's done plenty of live streaming here. I've caught her a couple times. Hopefully I'll catch her for another one, but she seems to be doing these weekly. So hopefully everybody will connect, get that notification bell on like we do for all channels. And then, yeah, giraffe grooming. What on earth am I talking about today? I don't know what on earth is going on in my head. Something's off, I'll tell you today. Vintage V Mars is coming up right now. So Vintage V, I'm going to try to remember this. I'm not sure how many times we've had this channel on the screen. I feel like it might have only been once before, and I'm not even certain about that. Probably, because I got more than one video watched here. But this creator has got a tiny bit of information on the about section with some more links there. And let's have a look at some of the videos here. So it looks like pretty random content. And I remember this, watching this video. I think this is a clip, yes, because when we're live streaming, YouTube has this feature in most platforms, or some, where you can hit a button and it'll automatically cut a 5-minute video ending where you press that button. So if you're live streaming and something cool happens, you can press that button and it'll give you a highlight. You can rename it and make it into a video and edit it if you want. But it's a cool feature. So they took that from a live stream, and then they've got some shorts here that have done really well. 15,000, 27,000 views, and then live streams on the channel, like I said. So hopefully I'll catch you for one of these if you're going to keep them going. They just pulled a live stream out yesterday, and we'll see if they're going to continue those. But like I said, we got notification bells on for everyone. We'll spin the wheel, and we'll get another channel up onto the screen. Scratch and PPA is coming up right now. I was talking about his video earlier. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Yeah, Vintage V Mars. Vintage V, hopefully I'll catch you for one of those. For everybody in the chat, I know you can't sit there and message every person you want to come into your live streams every time you're going live. But anybody can reach out to me if you find a moment, especially if you have a special occasion for a live stream, like a birthday or a milestone or a monetization celebration. So I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. I will always try to be there if I can. I was going to watch this right before Tuber Chat, and then I wasn't going to be able to pay attention. So I saw this on my personal account earlier, and what I had done, I was in the car while this was, not while it was going on, afterwards. I watched this on my personal channel afterwards, but I can't watch and drive. But I went back afterwards when I got home, and I was looking at this part of this, knowing I was going to rerun it on the Tuber Chat account. I'll give them the thumbs up right here. I can't give hype on my Tuber Chat account, but I can give hype on my personal account. So I try to always remember to go over to the personal one to give hype to videos. But this is interesting because Scratch and PPA has changed up his videos. And if you haven't seen this, I'm just going to play a few seconds from the beginning here, just so you can see, like, the intro is a little bit different than it was if you haven't already seen this. And then later on, he's got the lucky number part of the videos that is part of the refresh. Like, he's really changed a lot of stuff from his Scratch Challenge series of videos, because he started year number 6 now. And I don't know how many people understand, even though, like, you know, he's been doing this for 5 years and I mention it all the time, that he's got giveaways that happen in his video series. I wonder if everybody knows all you have to do to be a part of that is vote on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And what he does is pits 2 lottery tickets against each other, and we can vote on which ticket's going to be featured in next week's video. So it's a really cool idea, and he put a lot of thought into his channel and his content before he even started. I've known him that long to have known him before he even started putting content out, luckily. Now, Scratch and Pete PA obviously is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey, but I'm pretty sure anybody that's met him will say he is one of their most supportive supporters. Yes, that's what I mean to say. I'm just going to make sure this video goes into my catch-up list so that I can watch it in completion afterwards. And pardon me, I try to be there for his premieres. I can't always. I work during the daytimes. Sometimes I'm lucky and I can catch these. But he premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. And if you can catch one of these, you're going to find a chat that rolls way faster than what we've got here, faster than most others. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, and a few others. Very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Now, Scratch and Pete PA has had his video editing skills complimented ever since his very first video. But if you watch the last few, I think it's been 3 weeks now, if I'm not mistaken, since he did the refresh, my dear goodness. I even asked, and I know, Pete, that you responded and said it's a mix of imported video and images, if I understood the comment right. But this creator is putting a lot of work into these videos. Completely worth it. I think that most people would watch these and not even realize what's going on. But us in the Tuber Chat family, fellow YouTubers that are working on this stuff, if you have a look at what Pete's doing in his videos, I have a feeling you're going to be overwhelmed. Shorts on this channel. This creator took a trip to Italy a couple of years ago and brought us some vlogging style shorts videos that gave us a great look at a lot of different places he visited and some Italian lottery tickets. But he continued that series when he took a trip to Italy again this year and brought us some Italian lottery tickets in an entire series of short videos. So I hope everybody will check those out as well. His first live stream came from that trip in Italy a couple of years ago. I was lucky enough to have been in the chat at the time. You notice that the red line, I don't think I've rerun this. You notice that the red line is still there, and it says beyond 2 years ago. So, you know, these red lines are staying a lot longer than they used to. They used to disappear after a year. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. This fellow Canadian is monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including Super Chats and memberships when we get there. He's working on 2,600 subscribers, and he is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. All of our moderators allow people to connect the same way we do, including Corinne Pierce, who somehow I missed saying hello to in the chat. I mentioned her earlier because I think we saw you on Michelle's channel. Michelle was in here too. She might still be here. She's just working, she said, and had it running in the background. But these creators used to get together all the time. Corinne's been a dear friend for many years. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Corinne Pierce is up here right now. I'm going to spin really quickly, and Michael's Adventures premiere is going to start in a few minutes here. It looks like we're going to make it on time. Corinne Pierce brings a channel that effectively brings us everything that she does, a real look into her life. She might do kind of a vlogging style, but this creator could be cooking, she could be cleaning, she could be taking us on adventures like travel, or giving us a behind-the-scenes look at her business called Lighthouse and Anchor Designs. You've seen some of her merchandise, like the cups. I had her do our mugs and many other things for Tuber Chat already, but it's interesting to see a creator that will give us a behind-the-scenes look at how some of the merchandise is made. And we can use her as a resource when we're thinking about merchandise for our own channels as well. She is in Nova Scotia, so this fellow Canadian can bring us a lot of winter weather in all 4 seasons. Some of the shorts here, though, I've gotten into now. One of them 77,000 views, and one is 91,000. This one's one of the newer ones, actually. Or newer than, you know, it overtook the most popular one is what I mean to say. Live streams here. I didn't realize she did one 5 days ago. This creator has done tons of live streaming, dozens and dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of live streams. And she's usually given us a look at her work while she's working, even though she's here talking to the camera. You'll see her go and do work in the background. She's got a t-shirt pressed and everything else. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Corinne Pierce. She is another beloved and dedicated moderator. And then the Nichols journey is coming up in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So I'll spin just for fun. We'll look at Crafty Witch 232 in another moment. The Nichols Journey is here, a channel I'm still getting to know. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. They got shorts on this channel. These feature a lot of variety. They've gotten into 1,900, 32, 3,500 views. Live streams over here seem to be fairly frequent up to a couple weeks ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. We got notification bells on for every single channel. They've got information on their about section to give us an idea. And they're working on 600 subscribers, so they have to be excited about having that 500 locked in. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit further towards the next milestone. I know I'm speaking really fast and rifling through these channels, but thank you everybody for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. I know not everybody can be here every day, and certainly not for 3 hours every time. We got friends that run the stream in the background, and even if you've just popped in to say hello, I appreciate it. Hopefully everybody will connect with all of our moderators. Like I said, these streams wouldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help. I truly mean that. I'm sure you can see that for yourself. Crafty Witch 232 is another dear friend. This is a creator who's really active. Her channel's growing rapidly. She just got a couple of dozen videos, I think, to get the channel started. but she's live every day and cuts a lot of shorts that give us a look at the different things she's making, which I came to know she actually makes a lot of this stuff, if not most or all of it, to sell. I've seen her stuff on other channels now, and a lot of pop culture references there. There's a mix of 3D printing, crochet, jewelry making, perler beads. She does a lot of sewing, cross stitch, for instance, and then live streams as well. So she is on pretty much every day and creating while she's on and keeping up with the chat at the same time. Lots of vertical streams have really led to a lot of rapid growth here, but she's collaborating with other people as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her when we get there. And thank you everybody again for the time that you spent. I'll play our outro song, and we're going to make it just in time for the intro to finish on Michael's Adventures premiere. We'll go over there and raid. You can continue connecting with everybody, and I'll see everyone over there. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
Are you out there grinding day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way? You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first of thousands up to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Superchat, it's your time to thrive. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Superchat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Superchat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong. The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Superchat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Superchat, get in the flow. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Superchat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Superchat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong. You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Superchat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Superchat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Superchat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong. So join the ride, it's time to shine. With Superchat, success you'll find. Let's grow together, it's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.